They were never in history books, yet their hands shaped empires, buried plagues, and built the world you live in. From shadowy assassins to men who drilled into Antarctica's heart, these jobs were brutal, terrifying, and real. This is the story of the jobs time forgot. Not fiction, not legend, just history we chose not to remember. What if I told you there used to be a job where someone's entire career? There was a job where people shouted news on street corners. They were called town criers, dressed in fancy coats. With a bell they announced laws and royal decrees. Most people couldn't read, so criers were vital. Today, they're gone, replaced by screens and apps. This video explores jobs that shape the world. These jobs no longer exist, lost to time. Their disappearance reveals much about progress. What lessons do they hold for our future? Are we ignoring warnings from the past? Before refrigerators, ice cutters worked frozen lakes. They sawed massive ice blocks in winter. Blocks were stored in sawdust-packed ice houses. This ice kept food cold in summer months. It was dangerous, back-breaking, yet essential work. The refrigerator's invention ended their profession. Almost overnight, an entire industry vanished. A job spanning generations became history. Technology replaced human labour swiftly. What other jobs will disappear next? In 19th century cities, rats spread disease and filth. Rat catchers hunted them in dark alleys. They used sticks, sacks, even trained ferrets. It was dirty, dangerous, but vital work. Without them, plagues would have been worse. Science brought poisons, traps, and sanitation. These advancements made rat catchers obsolete. Their job became a relic of history. Yet, they saved cities from collapse. What replaced them shapes our world today. Before electricity, cities were dark at night. Lamplighter lit gas street lamps with poles. They worked silently at dusk and dawn. Their light brought safety and order. They were symbols of calm in darkness. Electric bulbs and automation ended their role. Lamplighters vanished without protest or headlines. Their job was replaced by technology. Once essential, they're now forgotten. What else will fade with progress? Before alarm clocks, knocker-ups woke workers. In industrial Britain, clocks were unreliable. They tapped windows with sticks or pea shooters. They ensured factory workers rose before sunrise. It was essential for the industrial era. Some used canes, others dried peas. They stayed until they saw movement. Cheap, reliable clocks ended their job. Their role was replaced by beeps. A human job became obsolete overnight. 70 years ago, elevators needed operators. Dressed in uniforms, they guided rides. They asked, "Which floor, sir?" politely. Old elevators required manual levers, brakes. It was like driving a vertical car. Operators added charm to hotels, skyscrapers. Automation and push-button elevators arrived. By the 1970s, the job was gone. Their voices and uniforms faded silently. Technology erased a once classy profession. Before smartphones, phone calls needed operators. Switchboard operators, mostly women, connected lines. They plugged wires into jacks manually. "Number please," they'd ask, working fast. They memorized numbers, kept calls private. During wars, they were vital lifelines. Automatic dialing systems replaced them. By the 1970s, their voices were silent. Circuits took over from wires. A world-connecting job vanished forever. In the 1800s, surgeons needed corpses to study. Dissecting most bodies was illegal then. Resurrectionists dug up fresh graves nightly. They sold bodies to medical colleges. They worked fast, avoiding coffin damage. Some got rich, others faced mobs. Cases in Edinburgh, London sparked riots. Legal body donations ended their work. They linked death to medical progress. A gruesome job faded into history. For centuries, portrait painters captured likenesses. Kings and merchants hired skilled artists. Painters studied light, shadow, and anatomy. One portrait took days or months. Photography arrived in the mid-1800s. It was fast, cheap, and accurate. Painters mocked it as soulless initially. Clients soon abandoned brushes for cameras. Many painters became photographers instead, and ancient art was lost to light. In 1940s bowling alleys, pins needed resetting. Young boys, called pin setters, worked lanes. They dodged pins, rolled balls back. It was loud, dangerous, low-paying work. For many, it was their first job. Automated pin setters arrived in the 1950s. Within a decade, human setters vanished. Bowling became faster and high-tech. Kids in shadows made strikes possible. Their role is now just history. In 1950s offices, typewriters clacked loudly. Typist pools were rooms of women typists. They transcribed letters, reports for executives. Fast and precise, they worked flawlessly. Carbon paper and whiteout fixed errors. Corporations ran on their typing rhythm. Personal computers changed everything. In the 1980s, executives began typing their own emails. By the 1990s, typist pools disappeared. A noisy profession turned silent forever. Before machines, books were hand-bound. Bookbinders folded, stitched, glued pages carefully. Their slow, delicate work was respected. Some added gold leaf to covers. They brought books to life manually. Libraries hired binders for rare editions. High-speed binding machines replaced them. Modern publishing made the job obsolete. Hand binding is now a rare art. Only hobbyists keep it alive today. Clocks once needed human hands to run. Clock winders maintained city tower clocks. They climbed stairs to wind mainsprings. Some clocks required daily winding. It was precision work, not just mechanical. A missed wind could disrupt cities. Electric and atomic clocks replaced them. Winders became unknown in modern times. Time once depended on their keys. Their job is now a forgotten craft. Before newspapers, town criers shared news. They shouted decrees with bells, uniforms. Hear ye, began announcements. People gathered, spread the word. It was loud, official, sometimes dangerous. Criers faced attacks during bad news. Some kingdoms protected them legally. Printing presses silenced their voices. Today, criers appear only at festivals. Their bells echo a lost era. In 17th century Britain, sin-eaters existed. Families hired them for deceased sinners. Bread and ale absorbed the dead sins. Sin-eaters ate, taking on guilt. They were paid, but became outcasts. Each funeral added to their burden. The church called it pagan blasphemy. Families sought peace for loved ones. Sin-eating faded as superstition died. Can anyone truly carry another's sins? Spy couriers carried secret messages silently. They memorized letters to avoid detection. Invisible ink, hidden notes were tools. Court couriers faced torture, execution. Often women or merchants, they blended in. They fueled revolutions, unseen wars. No names or trails were left. Their work changed history quietly. Success meant no one knew them. Their role vanished with technology. Royal poisoners killed with subtle toxins, trusted by kings, feared by all. Belladonna and arsenic were their weapons. They made murders look like natural deaths. Victims included popes, emperors, rivals. Poisoners knew herbs' anatomy deeply. They served justice, or royal whims. They worked in shadows, blending elegance. After tasks, some became targets. Their deadly craft vanished into history. The Black Plague killed millions in the 1300s. Plague cleaners collected corpses, burned clothes. They wore beak masks, herb-filled robes. Their job was to clean death's aftermath. Most died within weeks from disease. They buried dozens daily, saving cities. They weren't doctors, just essential workers. People feared but needed them. Plagues returned, so did they. Their grim task is now history. Battlefield surgeons worked in bloody tents. They amputated limbs without anesthesia. Soldiers screamed, held down by assistants. No gloves, no clean tools, just speed. Some performed 200 amputations daily. Many surgeons lost their minds. They saved thousands despite chaos. Blood and screams defined their work. They fought death, not enemies. Their brutal job is long gone. Pearl divers jumped into deadly waters. No oxygen tanks, just lungs, courage. They dove for pearls in Japan, Bahrain. Pressure crushed chests, sharks swam nearby. Some never resurfaced, lost forever. Survivors brought treasure, fed families. Their dives sustained ancient empires. Pearl diving was survival, not romance. The sea was never kind. Their job faded with modern methods. World War I trenches crawled with rats. They ate corpses, boots and rations. Rat catchers hunted them with clubs. It was dirty, dangerous, unpaid work. Some did it to stay sane. Rats spread disease, threatened soldiers. Catchers worked silently at night. No medals, just survival instincts. Without them, plagues would have spread. Their hellish job is now forgotten. In 1930s New York, skyscrapers rose. Skywalkers built them on steel beams. No harnesses, just boots, 1,000 feet up. Mohawks, Irish immigrants balanced like artists. A misstep meant certain death. They welded, carried iron, built America. Some ate lunch on beams, fearless. Money, pride, thrill drove them. They conquered clouds, not just buildings. Their daring job is history now. In the 1990s, Russians drilled Antarctica's ice. They targeted Lake Vostok, hidden for millions of years. The lake was buried under 2 miles. Drilling revealed strange temperature anomalies. Pressure changes and radio silence followed. They stopped without clear explanation. Some believe they found something alive. The site is now heavily monitored. What lies beneath the ice? A microbe or something older, dangerous?
Whales are massive, intelligent, mysterious creatures. Hydrophones caught strange ocean patterns recently. Low pulses and tones suggest language. Some signals lasted hours, others days. Whales responded to human transmissions. In 2022, signals stopped after replies. A deeper, older sound emerged later. Could a civilization exist underwater? Are whales hiding an ancient intelligence? The ocean may hold more than creatures. The South Atlantic anomaly disrupts satellites. It's a weakened magnetic field over Africa. Satellites glitch, lose power passing through. Even Hubble shuts sensors above it. A reverse magnetic pocket may cause it. Some predict a global pole shift. It could scramble compasses, technology. The anomaly grows, shifts unpredictably. We don't fully understand it yet. What's beneath Earth's crust warns us. What if forgotten jobs shaped our world? People and skills were replaced by machines. Old ways may hold ignored lessons. Strange forces hint at deeper truths. Vanishing stars, anomalies rewrite history. Have we moved too fast, too high? The past could be a warning, or the key to surviving tomorrow. Look closer at what's been lost. Are we listening to history's whispers?